going on, y'all? Welcome to the lounge. My name's Gobe and Sal, but you can also call me Gobe. I'm here with my cahoot, my day one, my manager, my cousin, Dean, aka Sal Houdini. You want to introduce yourself?
I mean, you already introduced me, so we'll just stick to that, but I'll add some stuff on there. I am an artist, and that's all I really have to add.
Okay. Well, keep it short and simple. All right.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into the main topic of this podcast, I want to talk about your album that recently released called With Love that I will display on the screen.
Yes.
Let me ask a question about during the process of it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
during the process of With Love, what was your mindset going into it?
My mindset going into this album was my mindset going into any project is always it needs to be better than the last one. It needs to outdo the last one always. And if it doesn't, that means I'm doing something wrong. That's my mindset always going into a project, going into this project, when I go into my next project. It's always going to be how can I outdo the last one that I released? So that's my thought process going into the album. But while I'm working on the album, I have to because since I'm an R&B artist, um and my main focus is always lyrics,
Yeah.
I have to put myself in a place mentally, emotionally in a place where I'm either currently feeling something at the moment, or if I'm not feeling anything in the moment, if nothing's really going on, I kind of go back into the past and put myself in that place to remember, okay, what was I feeling at this time that would be relatable to either you or any other listener that would be listening to this album, and how it would catch their attention. Because whenever I do drop anything I do, the one thing that my fans do like to tell me is, "Oh, he says things that we are not able to say. He expresses things for us that we can't put into words, and he puts it into his music, which is why so many people are able to relate to anything that I put out."
Yeah, no,
So
that's one thing I'll say. A lot of times when I'm listening to your music, a lot of the times when I can't express how I feel or how I'm like thinking during the day, a lot of the times your music will kind of like point it out to me, and I'll be like, okay, I understand it like clearer now.
yeah, it gets you thinking, it gets you in touch with feelings that either you probably don't want to feel or you tell yourself you don't want to feel, but then when you feel them, it's like that whole thing where you're sitting in the back seat of a car looking out the window with headphones on and you're pretending that you're in that in the video listening to the song. It's that type of feeling that you get listening to this.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, so but before we talk more about that, I want to talk about how we are outside of outside of me being in school and outside of you just at work or while you're working on music. I want to talk about that. So, what are some things that you like to do when you're not working?
I love me time. I love me time. I've gone from being very productive and very active
Yeah.
to now, obviously, now that this is my full-time career, it's like, oh, I could just sit around, not do anything, and just make money now and just be fine. So now it's I would love to do productive things, but I'm just more a homebody now.
Yeah.
I like getting on getting on my iPad, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, whatever it is, just having some me time and just not knowing that I don't have to deal with anybody's stress, knowing that I don't have to deal with anything. It's just it's nice to have some me time.
I feel like when COVID happened, right? Especially like when like me and you went from meeting up every single day, hanging out every day, to then COVID happening to we couldn't meet up us for a single day at all.
Yeah.
That shit was like a big momentum killer. Cause me and you were like we would be going to the mall, we'll be going to play ball, we'll watch movies, we'll go out to eat, like whatever it is. Like
Grab
even
food, go shopping, yeah,
even like
grocery
just like
shopping,
playing 2K at the crib, like we'll be doing that too.
2K, Call of Duty, all that.
Playing Call
Yeah,
of
it
Duty
was.
during COVID was like prime time too.
Yeah, because everybody was at the house. Everybody was home. Nobody had anything to do. And especially because being in Brooklyn at the time, being in such a small area, such a tight spot, a
Yeah,
two-bedroom apartment, there was like, you couldn't really go anywhere and it was just one floor. It was basically a studio apartment. So
yeah,
it's like that's the only thing we really had is either we had the hookah or the or games or music that we would just listen to at the
yeah.
time.
So you mentioned hookah, right? So I'm smoking hookah right now. I
Me
know
too.
you're smoking hookah right now.
Of course, I'm always smoking at this time.
What are your favorite flavors to smoke in
I
general
don't.
and while working?
Well, it goes hand in hand with both. I'll be honest with you because I don't have a specific flavor for when I'm working. It's
Yeah.
just this one in general. It's not a flavor, but it's a type of taste, and it has to be something that's sweet, something that's fruity. Pause. Something something that tastes like a like I want to be smoking something that's like a Gushers or like a Skittles or something that's like I don't have a sweet tooth, mind you. I do not have a
Yeah,
sweet tooth. I hate sweets. But when it comes to smoking, I don't want to smoke no harsh mint. I don't want to smoke no like these harsh flavors. I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. This
yeah,
if I do like it goes for like beverages as well.
yeah,
I think that's where my taste in hookah flavors come from. Where any beverage that looks like it's colorful and sweet as hell, I want it. I want to try it. I want to make it cold and I want to try it. So I think that goes hand in hand with my hookah experience too. But all in general, whether I'm working or not, it's just one typical flavor and it's a fruity pause sweet flavor that's it's like candy.
yeah. And let me tell y'all, when it comes to food recommendations, drinks, anything like when it comes to like just like food in general, basically, I always go with Sal's recommendations just because like growing up through the years, like within our family, the closest cousin I have that I love like a brother is Sal. So
Same vice
it's
versa.
throughout our whole family, I'm pretty sure that me and him are the closest throughout everyone's relationship.
I do believe that we are the closest. I know like your brother is close like with our other cousins, but even their relationship I don't feel is as strong
Yeah,
and as close and tight as your ours is.
yeah.
So definitely we're definitely the closest
Let me tell y'all,
out of
when I
everybody.
was a toddler, I'm pretty sure I was just like a year old, maybe younger. I don't remember this, but he does. Apparently, when I was a baby, right, I sat in his lap.
Hey yo, pause.
Pause. Yeah, big pause on that. Big
Hey
pause.
yo, pause.
Big pause. But as a baby, yeah, I sat in his lap and he whispered some shit in my ear, and then shit, I don't know, shit
Hey
just
yo,
changed.
pause. Hey yo, why you gotta say it like that?
He whispered like some like Houdini
Professor,
magic.
it's not like that. Trust me.
He
I
whispered
just
some like Houdini magic, like
I
some
I
chant. I
I
don't know.
retract
I
I
don't know.
retract
I
my
don't
statement of us being close. I don't even like him like that. It's never mind. Never mind. Move on to the next question so I can
Okay,
get this
okay,
over
okay,
with.
okay.
So I
All
can
right, all right,
finally
okay,
hang up
okay,
on you.
okay, okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so let's get back into the album, right? So if you can name three of your favorite songs off of With Love, right? Which ones
Ooh,
would they
three is gonna
be?
be hard. Three is gonna be really hard.
If you want, you can do five. I'm gonna try to do three when you're done with yours. But if you
How many
can't,
songs are on the album? There are 18 songs, right?
yeah.
Can I just tell you my top 18 on this song, on
Uh,
this album?
yes, you can absolutely.
Okay. No, I'll just stick to top five. I think the first song, With Love intro, only reason why I say is in my top five is because that's the first song, if you remember, that when I had announced the album 2 years ago,
Yeah,
2 years in advance, I think 2.5 years ago, that the first half, not even the first half, 1/3, the first beginning of that, the first verse of the intro
yeah,
was the first thing that I had done. And I didn't even know if it was going on the album because there were like three different versions, if you remember. There
yeah,
was another
yeah,
version before this and then a version before that as well.
yeah,
But just because that's the first one and I was so hooked on it just because the beat was was so jumpy. And then the fact that right before, no, I don't want to say right before, but like maybe a couple months, maybe 2, 3 months before, you remember, I think this was in the summertime when I completely changed the intro,
yeah,
where
yeah,
I changed the second verse so it turns into a whole different
yeah,
song.
yeah,
That's kind of like, okay, this is classic Sal Houdini. He's on this beat now, and then the third one is like, oh, okay, he kind of took it even further back. This is a whole. It's three songs in one, so it has to be. The intro has to be in my top five for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
No, the
Um,
intro when you showed it to me the first time when it was just the two halves, right?
yeah,
I already loved it. But then when you added that ending, like that last minute and I think like 30 seconds of that song, the intro is freaking amazing. The way it starts, and the way it ends is freaking beautiful.
and that last part that you're talking about was initially a last minute, not a last minute like, oh, I did that last week, but like it was like, okay, you know what? I think I need to finalize this. This is gonna be the last touch to complete the song.
Yeah,
So that last part definitely. I know it's your favorite,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but yeah. So with love intro, um, all for me. Only the thing is when I had it to myself and I was listening to it, you didn't really react to All For Me that much either. And I remember that too. And I was like, damn, I really actually like this song. But seeing the public's reaction to this
yeah,
is it blew my mind just because I usually think about that too. I go, okay, maybe if Gobi didn't like it like that, maybe it's not gonna do too well. Maybe people are gonna sleep on it a bit, like go over it, like, oh, we don't want to like, it's a nice song but it's not in our top five. But seeing when the album dropped how many people were posting this one blew my mind. So all for me, uh
yeah,
just because it was one of my favorites.
yeah,
Last breakup last breakup was a big risk that I think I was taking just because it's a very like not the normal sound that you would kind of hear from me. Not really, I mean kind of, but at the same time no, just because it's a very like generic, like, oh, this is my last breakup, like kind of like it gives like Taylor Swift vibes. I don't know, to me it does. Taking a big risk with that, seeing the public's reaction with this as well, this and all for me, these two songs definitely.
yeah.
um
So that's three right there.
yeah, Cinderella interlude is definitely on there, 100%,
Cinder,
100%.
you know, I won't say anything right now. Right now the floor is yours, so I won't cut you off right there. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, 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 you don't, it's not, you don't have to apologize, but just don't speak over me again, all right? um Cinderella interlude is, it's hard to choose whether that's my top one next to With Love intro. But the thing is, I will tell you that I catch myself singing and humming the melody from Cinderella interlude. So it might just be my top one. But that's four. And then I have to go with Broke My Fate. I don't
Okay.
know. It's hard to choose for me because I do love this album genuinely, like all of the songs, but Broke
Yeah.
My Fate just because I was obsessed with the transition where I completely stripped the beat and I'm just flowing on there and just I'm just saying what I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it just flows nicely. So that's my top five.
Okay. All right. Now that you finish your top five, right? Honestly, picking a top three is hard. So I might have to do a top five, but no,
Uh,
number one for me, it has to be the intro. I love the intro. That is
yeah.
the intro is like it's the first song, and I love that the whole album. But the fact that the first song already catches like my attention is just like okay, I already know the album's gonna be good, right?
That's what I wanted to do because a lot of people, especially nowadays, how oversaturated music is right now that there's like anybody could get famous. There's a bunch of new artists coming out. Everybody's throwing all the same sounds around like, oh, like this sounds like this person, this sounds like that person.
Yeah,
I still like to stick to the classic, like the classic sound, and not like, oh, all of these songs on here are just straight bops.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, okay, this is all of these songs are personal listens. These are for you to, when you're driving at night, to listen to it and blast it, be like, oh God, I love this album. For you to remember 3, 4 years down the line, like, oh, yo, this is still my favorite album. I even remember where I was at the time. I remember I used to drive at night and used to listen to so and so, like this song, whatever. That's my goal with this. But yeah, With Love is your top one because it's the
yeah.
first. And that was my goal, to get you in on
Me
the
me
first
walking
song.
to campus listening to With Love is just like I love it. Going onto campus listening to this album is freaking. It's just like
Because the thing is with the intro song, to me at least, it's very dramatic and very cinematic. Even though it doesn't sound like any of those, it's just the feeling that you get of listening to it. It's a very main character song when you're listening to it walking on campus,
yeah,
and you're listening to all the words, and you're just feeling those, and you're like, oh, this is, yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
like, yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now, yeah, like, screw this person, yeah, like, I'm the man or I'm the girl, you get what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah,
All
go
right,
on, my
so
bad for cutting you off.
no, no, no. You good, you good, you good. Just don't. No.
I was hoping you would use my joke too.
So it's With Love. Number two has to. When you mentioned that, like I didn't have a reaction to All for Me in the beginning. Now that I have this album in my library, All for Me is just like I can listen to it during the day when I'm walking to campus or when I'm leaving campus. I can listen to it at night when I just like when I have like some alone time to myself. Even when I'm like editing videos, All for Me is probably playing for me, and it's just like I don't know. There's just like a certain rhythm and tone to All for Me that just like it gets me into the zone of just wanting to like you know just be better.
I just want to
Even
add
though the
too.
message of the song is like you're talking about like some really really sad shit.
I do want to add that you didn't, yes, in the beginning when I did make the song, and also this song had two different versions as well,
Yeah,
but I went with this final version. But when, like you said, when you did get the album, I did receive many texts from you saying, bro, All for Me has me feeling like, and it was surprising because, like I said in the beginning, you didn't have a reaction, but then, like you said, when you had the album to yourself and you had it in your hands, finally, All for Me from you was getting a lot of love too. So I just
yeah,
wanted to add that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So it's With Love, All for Me, and then my third one. It had it. Damn, bro, it's tough, bro. It's tough to pick
The
from
thing
this
is,
album.
I wanted to add Lie to Me in there so bad because I love Lie to Me, and Darkest Secrets is also another one. So it's hard to choose a top five for me. But
I,
yeah, good
I'm I'm
luck.
I'm gonna go with Lie to Me for number three. Just cause Lie to Me has that main character energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it has like that like yo bro, no one could touch me, no one could do this, no one could do that. I'm that man. Like I'm
yep.
gonna do what I want to do. And
And it's
then
crazy because the song's not even about that. The song's about, oh, like the song is titled "Lie to Me," and it's literally, oh, lie to me and tell me that I'm the best. that you've ever
Yeah,
had. And
yeah,
it's not even like, oh, I'm the man. It's like it's you're falling for this person.
yeah,
And you're like, listen, just tell me things that I want to hear because I like you, I love you, and just lie to me. Just don't hurt me. Like even if like I just want you in any way possible. So
yeah,
that the fact that you said that it makes you feel like I'm the man just shows you how crazy that this song might actually be. You get what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like, the whole message of the song is the complete opposite, and it's just especially when we get a cut and I have class the next day,
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
and I'm
That
just,
I know
I'm
the
just,
feeling.
it's just like, yeah, like, look, I'm young, I'm pretty, freaking, I'm listening to this song, no one's touching me.
Yep,
So,
that's
so
exactly.
that's three right there. That's three, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
two
three.
more.
Okay, so my fourth one,
Cinderella interlude. You don't even
yes,
have to tell me.
100% Cinderella
Yeah,
interlude.
Yeah, I already
It's
know.
it's when you're talking about my darling angel, just with the way you're harmonizing it, and then in the background vocals too. It's just like it's catchy. Like,
That's the
all of these
thing.
songs are catchy. That's the thing.
Cinderella interlude was when I dropped that snippet. It was everybody's favorite. This was 100% like the last time I think that I went on Apple Music. I'll check for you right now too. From what I remember, it was one of the popular songs on the album. Does it still have the star? Yes, it still has the star on Apple Music. This is the song that everybody really genuinely was waiting for. So I'd actually be thrown off if you didn't have this song on there. I'll be honest. But that's four.
Let me check it too right now. Okay, so with love intro, be yourself, all for me, and last breakup have the stars too.
Yeah, the first four songs going straight in a row, and then it skips to. The thing is, Betrayer was already out.
Yeah,
Betrayer, if you go on the single, let's check the single. The single has a star on it. So basically, Betrayer, the first five songs
yeah.
have the star, and then it goes straight to Cinderella Interlude.
Okay, so that's the fourth song. Now the fifth song, this one's gonna be tough. This one is so it might have to be like 5A and 5B for me.
Listen, nah, because I wasn't given that option.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You right,
nah,
you right,
yeah.
you right, you right.
If that's the case, I want my 5B.
it's gonna have to be. Damn, son, this was tough to choose because I love both of these songs a lot, and I'm trying to pick between them. I think it would have to be. I think it would have to be Darkest Secrets, Petty as Fuck.
What was the other one that you had in mind? Now I'm curious.
Tears on the Pillow.
Yes.
Tears on the
Yeah.
Pillow and Darkest Secrets. Choosing between that is tough though.
It was hard for me to let go of Tears on the Pillow for my top five too. I'm gonna tell you right now, I struggled with that. The only reason why I told you Broke My Faith is because I was listening to Broke My Faith
Yeah,
way before Darkest Tears on the Pillow was made.
yeah.
So I had a connection with Broke My Faith. But Tears on the Pillow was very hard for me to let go. I'm glad you that was in your choice too.
Yeah, so if I had a B choice, it would be Tears on the Pillow.
Okay, that's
But
your top five.
yeah. But that's tough though. Picking a top five off of this album, especially. And I just want to say, his album before this, which was "Don't Be Like the Rest of Them, Darling." I just want to say that freaking underrated as hell. Every song on that album too, amazing. That was gonna be tougher to choose a top five on.
Yeah, Don't Be Like the Rest of Them, Darling was it was fun. It was a fun process of making that because it was me stepping away from my original formula.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's the thing. The fans got used to the formula and they enjoyed this mixtape, but they wanted the classic heartbreak, slow R&B jams.
yeah.
So that's the only issue. But definitely,
Basically, they wanted what what you took and freaking like you made it into your own sound. And I'm gonna say this right now: Drake as an artist fell off.
I don't think he necessarily fell off, even though he's getting bashed a lot. I think he's just going in a marketing way where he's catering to a different audience, the newer generation now. Because he already had us. He had us with Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. If you're reading
Yeah,
this, views, he had us. But now these kids at that time when we were listening to that stuff, we were in high school. These kids that are listening to him now, we're in like junior high school, elementary school. They
yeah,
listen to these new guys like Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, and all them. So he's adapting to that because that's what's hot right now.
yeah.
So, and like I said, I like to stick to the classic. You'll never catch me on a sound like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Even so with the whole AI shit going on
Yeah,
with the song "Sometimes" of yours,
yeah,
when you uploaded the one with the Drake AI on it,
yeah.
people
Everybody,
were
yeah.
uploading that and putting just the Drake part, and they even they put the Drake AI voice onto your part too, and everyone was like, "Yo, this is an actual song. This is a leak. This is the old Drake that we wanted."
That everybody was saying in the comments that if this is not what his new album is sounding like, we're done. And that's the thing. That sound, this current sound that I'm using,
Yeah,
is not ever gonna. You can cater to the new people with that too.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
I'm just saying Drake fell off, so fuck Drake. But I'm gonna go into the next topic, right? So it'll kind of be two questions, but later on we'll narrow it down to just one. So, do you feel like you work better during a specific season? And do you feel like your mood is better during a specific season?
I think I definitely. I want to say yes to both, but the first one is a yes and a no
Yeah,
because my albums all come out in the fall time just because that's my favorite season and my music resonates with that season,
yeah,
with the fall time. That's like the soundtrack for the fall, starting from the end of September going into like January, February. That's the best time to really listen to these albums. But the process of this album isn't happening in the fall time. It's happening in the spring, it's happening in the summer, it's happening in the winter. So it's yes and no. Yes, I do. It's when I'm in the springtime and I'm making this album for the fall time, I have to put myself in the fall season mentally.
yeah,
I have to tell myself, okay, how would you like this song in the fall time? How would you feel about this song driving in like on Bedford Avenue, like 7 p.m. when the sun is setting? How would you feel about this song?
yeah.
So I have to put myself, and it goes back to the thought process of basically putting myself in that situation. So it's a yes and no for the first one, but yes for the second answer.
Okay, okay, all right. So now, do you think that your album affects people's moods in like a positive way or in a negative way? Or do you think it doesn't affect them at all?
I think it might do both. Positive because, like I mentioned earlier, people tell me like, "Oh, you say things that I can't ever put into words."
Yeah,
Or I've gotten messages like, "Your music has saved my life," and honestly, that's a blessing. That the fact that I can have such a big impact on people from doing something to me that's so little. It's like it's crazy. It's a blessing to have. Um Positive in that sense, negative in the sense of you'll end up missing somebody you don't even know that no like you don't even know anything about them. You'll miss somebody you don't even know. You'll miss somebody from the past or you'll just want to miss somebody.
that
You
that's
know,
the that's the
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Your music, sometimes you'll have me thinking like I broke up with someone when I'm not in a relationship. How does that
You'll
work?
be
I don't know.
you'll be making up people in your head.
It'll be like, man, shit, man, I miss this girl, man. Fuck, man, I miss her. And I was even in a relationship,
Yeah, yeah, the girl doesn't even exist.
so it's like the fact that music can affect someone's mood in that way is like freaking crazy, right?
Yeah.
So the music that you listen to, or even your own music, do you think it affects your mood also, or no?
Um, Listening to it,
Yeah, listening to it,
I
like
don't think it necessarily has an impact on me when I'm listening to it.
yeah,
Just because I'm listening to it in a fan's perspective, like, oh, this is fire. Like this sounds so good.
yeah,
Like, oh, this melody was so nice. But I'm not like I'll sit there sometimes and go, damn, like I said that? That's crazy. But it doesn't put me in a place where it's like, oh, just because and I want to explain this, it's only for the fact that I'm sitting on these songs for months and
yeah,
I'm listening to them constantly for months.
yeah, yeah,
And me being in the place position that I'm in, and I'm not there as a listener, I'm there as a creator, as an artist. So I have to be mentally and emotionally, I have to, yes, I feel it when I'm making the song.
yeah,
But when I'm listening back to it, I'm listening to it as like, okay, would this be dope? Would this fit? Like, oh, I really like this song. This is so nice. So I don't think it really has an impact when listening to it.
yeah,
No, just for the fact that, like I said, I'm sitting on these songs for months and I'm listening
yeah,
to them. Like when I like you know this
yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
release any project, I'll listen to it probably for the first week and I'll never go back to it. I'll go back to it maybe when you play it when in the car whenever we're going somewhere like for a cut or something. But I personally after a week don't go back just because I'm done with it and I'm happy I'm done with it. So yeah, that's that for that question. Honestly, I don't really feel an impact
No, that's fair. That's
listening
fair.
to it.
I mean, for me, like, yeah, like I'll feel the impact. Like, listen to like whenever we're done, just being on Discord and just done chilling and everything, and I go down and I listen to music. I listen to your album, and it'll be like freaking 3, 4 a.m.
I feel
That
like
shit will hit me.
I feel like the reason why it my reasoning doesn't stand for you, even though you get to hear these songs early on too,
Yeah,
is one, you don't have the access to listening to them 24/7 at the time.
yeah,
Two, you've never really heard these songs through headphones.
yeah,
You've heard them through speakers. So I feel like once you have it and it's done and it's polished and it's finally out and you get to listen to it through headphones, you really hear it and you really get to feel it through headphones.
yeah.
But
Cause
it's always a different experience. Like, and I want to say even for shows too, like shows like Supernatural that I've watched.
yeah,
Right, I watched it on my TV before I had my iPad or my laptop or anything, my PC. But then listening to it through headphones is such a different experience that you hear everything, and you're like, oh, like I'm in here.
yeah. Cause that's when you're able to like dissect it more and like you hear
Yeah,
more detail.
absolutely.
So since you recently released With Love, right? Do you have any upcoming releases in mind, or do you have any projects that you're thinking about?
So I think this might be the first time where I've actually sat down, wrote down exactly what I want to release, when I want to release it for the next 2 years now.
Yeah,
So I do have a lot of work I want to put out. Just because I was in a place where I felt like giving up and not continuing with this anymore.
yeah,
But I do want to put out as much as I can before I actually do decide, okay, you know what? And I hope it's not anytime soon. I hope I can keep going for the next 10 years,
yeah,
but or even more, however long. but I do want to put out as many, because the last few projects I took my time. I took 2 years or something, usually dropping two projects a year to dropping one every 2 years. I think it'd be nice, just because the music industry is so, like I said, oversaturated. It'd be nice to throw out the stuff that I was usually putting out, the way that I was putting it out, and it'd be nice for the fans too. The fans would enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I do have a lot. I have a couple of projects that I do have lined up for the next 2 years. So that's exciting.
No, I mean, inshallah, things keep working out, and more music gets released because your music is just and like and like me being your cousin aside and just like listen like as a pure listener, your music is like it's just freaking amazing.
Why, thank you, Gobi. And I want to say, and I was thinking about this yesterday too, that I'm so happy that you went into streaming as well, and I'm so proud of you that you went into it, and now you're seeing growth in your creation and what you love to do, and the fact that we're both in a similar industry,
Yeah,
especially us being so close, makes me feel so nice about it. It's super dope. So I do want to say I'm super proud of you, and it's very dope to be that we could sit down and do things like this,
yeah.
do a podcast,
Man,
do
stop it, man! You about to
collaborations.
make me start crying and
No man,
shit.
I think it's
Man, nah,
dope
man. I'm
because
gonna cut the camera
no
off,
no
man.
no
Nah.
no no. I think it's dope just because for the last 10 years that I've been doing this, 8 years or whatever,
Yeah,
that I've been in the public eye for the last 8 years, is the fact that I've always done it alone. I've never really I've always wanted to show like the process, or like share like unreleased stuff with somebody like in my team, but I've always been a solo person, and the
yeah.
fact that I'm able to do that with you the last few years feels amazing. So it's dope. It's dope. I'm super proud of you.
Nah, man. I mean, your work process and just your music in general, just it inspired me to the point where I was like, yo, I want to get into making content, and it's just like if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be making content. I wouldn't even be making this video. You know?
I'm glad that you are, and I'm glad that we come to each other with ideas like, oh, okay, I want to, like, you come to me, I want to record this video and I want to have it set. Like, I want to record 2 3 videos, have them panned out. I have release dates ready for on YouTube when I want to release them. I think that's dope. And the fact that I come to you and show you like, oh, Gobi, look at this song that I made. What do you think about this? Like, do you
Yeah,
think it's worthy of an album release or something like that? And I think that's super dope.
yeah. I mean, look, it's just like it's that connection. It's just bouncing ideas off and everything. It's just it worked out, and it could only get better from here on.
It definitely can. You can only go down so much, and once you hit rock bottom, it's only up from there.
Yeah, that I think that's when you'll get to like your point where you're like, all right, I gotta make sure I do this to perfection, and then that's when your mood will start to get better, and you're like, all right, you're putting that positive energy towards your work, your craft, your passion, and then that's when it's like building blocks, like it just falls into place, and then you just have the structure that you built.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for the lounge. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. Um, I hope you guys were enjoying the mellow vibes, the chill vibes during this podcast. I wanna give thanks to my cousin, my Kahoot, my day one, my co-manager, my co-host, whatever y'all want to say. My freaking cousin, Sal. I love this guy to death. You have any last words?
I've been Sal Houdini. This has been Gobi. Hope you have a good day.
Make sure y'all check out With Love too. I'm gonna link it in the description. I'm gonna pop it on the screen. Make sure y'all check it out. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys are having a good day, good night, good evening, whatever the case may be. And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Sir.